Just 1 month down about the high level of HIV infections in the region, particularly in Boga, where they've now described it as a hotspot for the infections. With me here is the HIV coordinator for the region, Mr. Suleimana Majid. Straight away, tell us, how do you feel about these infections that we are having with regards to HIV?
Okay, thank you very much. I think, as you rightly put, it's a worrying trend having been observed by an increasing trend of HIV, especially within the Bolotanga municipality. If you ask me, I'll say it's a worrying trend.
Okay, so how did you come by these figures that we are talking about here?
Yes, so these figures are actually gotten through a survey that is done every year. So pregnant women who attend antenatal clinic, samples are picked. And the use of this pregnant women actually is a proxy to tell us the situation of HIV within the population. For a woman to be HIV positive, it means it's a man that maybe got infected and actually infect the woman. So pregnant women are actually assessed to know whether they are infected or not. And based on that, we come up with the prevalence situation for every region of is taking place. That is when we observe that the municipality, which is one of the sites that this study takes place, they move from 2.8 to 3.6. That was in 2019 to 2.6. But we are comparing this situation to that of the region and that of national. When you look at national, it has remained at 2.0. And if a national prevalence is 2.0 and the district which takes part in the survey is ranging around 2.6, also above the regional figure of 1.9, this calls for a worry. And it calls for a worry because it's one of the areas, it's one of the municipalities where this survey takes place. When you compare their survey results to that of the other two municipalities, that is Boku and then Navrungu, you realize that they are actually apart when it comes to the prevalence situation. And this is actually what called for the worry. And it is not a trend that has shown only 1 year or 2 years. Like I said, for the past 5 years, the municipality HIV trend is just on the rise. And that calls for worry. And that is why we are making this publicity on the need for us to be able to reverse this trend.
What are some of the what's the name, the hotspots?
Yes, so for now, if we want to base the hotspot based on the survey, we will say that it's going to be Bolga and Bulsa, because looking at the trend.
So Bulsa North or South?
Bulsa. So that is for Bulsa. I would say Bulsa is a rural side that combines both the north and the south. Okay. So the north and the south come together to give us a Bulsa. So if you look at the survey, you will see Bulsa. You may not see north or south. So Bulsa means there's a portion from the north and there's a portion from the south that comes together to give the Bulsa. So looking at the survey results, is the two hotspots would have been Bolga and Bulsa. But if you want to move away from survey results and go into routine data, then the routine data, it means we'll be having five areas we are actually going to put a lot of effort in, and that has to do with NABDAM. Like I said, this one, we are looking at the total positive cases that they recorded in 2020 vis-a-vis their population within that same year. So based on that, we are looking at 5 districts, and that has to do with Bolga East, that has to do with Bongo, that has to do with Bulsa North, which has also fallen part, and Bolga again. So you see that even with the hotspot, using the routine data, Bulsa and Bolga has fallen in again, in addition to Nabdam, Bolga East, and Bongo.
So can we say that education on this HIV has gone down? The reason we are getting and then quickly, can we also say that the commercial sex workers we have in the region are also contributing to this?
Yes, so when it comes to HIV, there are a lot of factors you can put your hands on. So the issue of whether publicity, in fact, of course, publicity have gone down. The days that we used to know if it's not on, it's not in. In fact, a lot of education on HIV on television, visual one that people see, it has fallen. But when it comes to the radio publicity, it's still ongoing in the region and in the districts. But you see that you and I will agree that when it comes to the issue of radio, we have a group of people who listen to radio. But when it comes to television, we have quite a number of people who actually will have themselves glued to television. So publicity on the visual media has actually fallen, and that has contributed to this situation that we are having. Then we ask whether what fact can we associate it to commercial sex work. Of course, this is one of the information we have within the municipality.